Welcome to Trading Mastery Institute. Whatever that is being shared is of our opinion and not an advice for you to enter the market. Okay, guys, so today I'm going to explain to you guys what is a trending market and a sideways market. Okay, first of all, when you trade, you have to select your base time frame. Base time frame meaning you are trading at that particular time frame. Okay, so most of the time we use our base time frame as daily. Okay, as daily. So because the market is pretty sideways at daily, so we will use the next base time frame is at H4. Okay, at H4. So what is a sideways market? So now we are trading based on H4. Why? Because H4 for gold per candle, okay, even the very small one, there is about 100 pips. Okay, so meaning we can get about 30 to 50 pips. Okay, so that's why we want to measure the candle. So if you are trading currency, you have to measure the H4 candle value. Okay, next, you as a trader, you need to have an experience, or you need to have a very simple system to tell you whether it's an uptrend, downtrend. Okay, so for us, what we will do is we are using our Novak system. Okay, our first Q is of course the Novak trend, SOP. Okay, there's a dot and followed by blue and blue. Okay, so then next, what do we want to see? Okay, what we want to see after we have this, we will presume that the next candle will be bullish. Okay, we see how the candle close. So when you trade over here, you want to look for a buy. Okay, then next here you want to look for a buy, but observe the candle. Okay, does it close higher? Okay, does it close higher? Okay, so if it close higher, then we say that there is a potential that the next candle is going up. If it close higher, potentially it's going up. Same here. Same here. Okay, whereas over here suddenly it doesn't close higher, so then we have to be careful. Maybe the candle is going to make a retracement or going to be a sideways. Okay, so that's how we determine whether the day or that particular hour we can trade based on the candle close. Okay, so now we see at this particular time frame. Okay, this particular time frame at H4. So we have our Novak flow and trend telling us that it's going down. And the next candle, okay, it doesn't close lower. Here, it close higher. Here is like a sideways. And then this candle, there's an arrow, it close below slightly. So the next day, we are looking for a sell. Next day, we are looking for a sell. Next day, we are still looking for a sell. Over here, we are looking to do a sell. But of course, by entering at H4 itself, as you can see, there will be a stop loss. Okay, there will be a stop loss. So we go to lower time frame to look for a confirmation. Okay, we look for confirmation. So if it's very easy, when you see that everything is in line, okay, in line, then you can either see the arrow as a Q to begin your sell. Okay, for those who are new, for those who have more screen time, you will observe the candlestick. Okay, it close lower, then we look for a short at a lower time frame. Okay, if you are accidentally caught, okay, in a sideways, okay, meaning we take a loss because we just follow the rules of it close lower. From time to time, okay, we will be hit by a stop loss. Like over here, if you just enter based on H4, it will be a stop loss over here. Okay, what we are trying to find is a chaos rule base which we can find a certainty. Okay, so the certain is when there is a close below, we look for a sell. We use that rule. Until this rule is broken, we say that, okay, we have to stop. It will be in a chaotic order. Chaotic order until we see a close of lower getting lower, then we will begin our selling. So this is a candlestick trend. We don't wait for the bigger movement of a structure. Okay, so we just wait for the candle close showing low getting lower. So this is a candlestick trend. So it's very simple, guys. Okay, we can use this rule. So practically over here, what we are seeing is if it's on a downtrend, okay, if you see a red candle, Next candle, we are looking for a sell. Next candle, we are looking for a sell. Combined with the knowledge that you have learned, that when the candlestick close lower, then we look for a short. Okay. Whereas at this current situation here, we see that the candle doesn't make a lower low. Okay, it doesn't make a lower low. So there is a potential that this is going to be a sideways. Okay, there is a potential that it's going to be a sideways. But the main direction for H4 is still a sell. Okay, it's still a sell. So if we were to use the rule of close high getting higher, the next candle here we are supposed to look for a buy. But the buy will be just like a 30 pips kind of trade, because there is a potential that it will goes down. Okay, so I have explained to you on how to actually find the bias or the candlestick trend, not the structure trend, but just based on the candlestick. Okay, for those who may be still confused, you do not want to use the arrow, you can't see the candlestick low getting lower, we can use color base. Okay, as long as everything is in line, it close red, so we say that potential, the next candle is going to be red, going to be red, going to be red, until the rule is being broken, that is close blue. Okay, so for those who want to use the color based rule, you can use that. Okay, so whenever there is a close of blue, okay, you can look for a long. You can look for a long, but the only thing is that you need to know that the momentum is still on a downward movement. So you have to be careful if you want to take the trade, or you can even scalp. Okay, because from here to here, the scalping is, you can take 30 pips. It's 180 pips, guys. So over here, it's about 200 pips. Over here, same also, it's already 139 pips. So now you know how to select your bias, okay, by the candle close or the arrow. Next, we want to look for an entry model. Okay, there's a lot of entry model. Okay, for you guys, I will give just a basic one. For those who are in our coaching session, I will teach you much detail on how actually to enter. Okay, so now look over here. There's an arrow. Okay, an arrow. So this is H4. So H4, our entry is based on M15. So let me just put over here. There's another arrow. There's another arrow for sell. Okay, so we have 3 arrows for sell. So we switch to M15. Okay, we've switched to M15. Just zoom out. Okay, so over here there will be an arrow. Remember, at H4. So what do you look for after that? You will look for the Novak flow and trend strategy. Okay, over here there is a Novak flow and trend, but the SOP is not completed. Over here is completed. Okay, so the next what you need to do is you can just enter, or you can wait for the blue and red line to cross. Then you enter at this particular candle and went down to about 270 pips. So your Q is from where? From H4 arrow, or the color base, or the closure of the candlestick itself. Okay, so the next one, okay, line is based on H4 arrow. Okay, H4 arrow. So what we are looking for is, we are looking for the blue line to cross the red line. Okay, the blue line must be from the on top, and then it cross below over here. And at the same time, you will see the Novak flow and trend strategy happen. Okay, so over here, the cross maybe is visual over here, and there is a news. It went up, then it went down to about 600 pips. Okay, so the news, I will teach those who are in our close coaching program for a sharper entry. Okay, and the third one is of course over here. Okay, what do we look for? Okay, here will be the arrow. Okay, arrow. Then we wait for the Novak to happen. Okay, Novak to happen. Then over here, then we will see that there is a cross in the line. Then we do a sell. Okay, sell went down to about 630 pips. Okay, so that is for sell. So now go for back to H4. Back to H4. So now this is the buy arrow over here. So this is the buy arrow. So we have 2 buy example. Okay, this is the spike market open. We do not want to study this, so we study this 2. Okay, at a normal condition. So H4 currently over here, okay, is still on a downtrend. So over here we have an arrow, and then here, okay, candle close high getting higher. So now what we want to do is we want to look for a long over here, but we know that this is a low probability trading. okay, because we are trading against the flow. But since the one candle here can give us about 180 pips, definitely you can capture 10 to 30 pips. Okay, so now where do we go? We go to M15. M15. Okay, let me zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, M15. So what do we see here, guys? Okay, we see the Novak SOP. Okay, Novak SOP, followed by the line is being crossed over here. Okay, it's being crossed over here. You can enter a buy, and the price went up until about 370 pips. Okay, you can also use our scalping arrow to enter for a better accuracy, which I've covered in the earlier lesson. Okay, you can enter over here. Okay, it's about 60 pip. Enter over here. It's about 110 pip over here. You enter, and then it went up to about 110 pips. And then over here, okay, you enter. If it went up until here, it's about 130 pips. Okay, there's a lot of entry using the SOP, not just any arrow, with the SOP that I have taught you guys. Okay, so this is one model. Hope you guys can see whenever there's an arrow at higher time frame, what you can do is go to M15, look for the Novak flow and trend, the two line crosses. This one, the blue must be from below to up. Okay, it's for the buy. The for sell, it must be from above to below the red line. Okay, so now we having at the H4 again. Okay, H4. We just go back to the H4. So we know that this is a downtrend. Okay, it's close high, getting higher with an arrow. So now we are looking for a long. Okay, low quality, but we know that H4 can give us lots of pips. So now we go to M15. Okay, so at M15, what do we look for? Okay, we look for the Novak flow and trend SOP to happen. Okay, over here. Okay, there is the Novak flow and trend, the dot, blue and blue. Okay, so next what we look for is we look for the lines to cross. Okay, over here, the line cross over here, and this is such a big movement, so we will not enter. So we will use the M15 SOP. Okay, so M15 SOP over here, what do we see? Okay, it went down, hit the line, there's arrow, everything all in blue. Next candle at M15, you enter a buy. Okay, so it went up to 50 pips just by one candlestick only, guys. 50 pips. Imagine this is one standard $500. That's it, finish for you. No, there's no need even for you to wait for another two more candles. So 15 minutes, that's it, finish your job for the day. And once you become full-time trader, okay, once you become full-time trader, that's it for you for the day, and you can just enjoy your life. Okay, so I wish you guys all the best, and hopefully this short video is helpful to you. And for those who are in the coaching program, okay, for those who are in the coaching program, you can contact me and begin your lesson back after a 1 week off break. Okay, I wish you guys the best. Take care and see you guys soon.